Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Do the new Silver Eagle changes matter for stacking? Let's explore! Unless you've been living under a rock, most of you probably are already aware of the new changes coming to the American Silver Eagle. As well as the Gold Eagle, there will be a whole new reverse, which will have a different rendition of the eagle that you will see on the new coins. In fact, you may have already seen videos of people showing these already. They're being sent out. In fact, I have some on order and have paid $20 overnight shipping to get them here so that I could be one of the first to show you. But other channels have already started to show these. But nonetheless, that is the biggest change. But the obverse is going to be seeing some changes as well. The biggest reason why it might matter is because of the new security features that are going to be on the new silver and gold American Eagles. One of the biggest is, there's supposed to be multiple levels of security, but the most overt feature is in fact a missing reed. And I will show that when I get those eagles in hand so that you can see what that looks like. But nonetheless, it is something to see that the United States Mint is finally taking security seriously, although if it's what we're hearing about and seeing, if it's just that is the only thing that's the security feature, it's a little concerning because that could be very easily faked. There must be something more to it than that. And the Mint has not been very expressive or communicative as to what that security feature is about. And so therefore, we are only left to speculate. And I may do that in a future video. The Mint did put out a promotional video about the new gold and silver eagles and the design changes, but no mention at all about the security feature that I saw in that video. But nonetheless, the bigger question is does it matter for stacking? And does it matter, especially considering that we've had 35 years of this design on the front and this design on the back? It says 1 ounce fine silver, $1. The Silver Eagle is the most popular silver bullion coin in the world. Now, I say that in terms of the amount of these that are minted, but obviously, depending on which country you live in, it may not be the most popular in your country. But there are more of these minted than any other bullion coin in the world. And so that leaves one to wonder if it really matters about a new design or not as far as resale value and that type of thing. And I would say that there's so many of these that are out there that really it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, having these Type 1 Silver Eagles are going to be just fine to preserve your wealth, and they will be highly recognized. There's just too many of them out there to be ignored. And really, as far as security is concerned, there are still not that good of fakes out there. Most of these you can tell whether they're fake or not, even just by the naked eye. However, it is clear that there are better and better fakes out there these days. But there are better and better ways to tell that they're a fake as well, whether it be from a neodymium magnet or even better use, a scientific way to be able to test that is a coin slide, like the Cyber Curtain Twitcher coin slide, or perhaps the specific gravity test is probably the most foolproof way and non-destructive way to tell. But there are other ways that you can use as well, including the ping test. More on that on a future video as well. But nonetheless, the Silver Eagle being recognized and the intricacies of the design and on both sides is pretty easy to distinguish from fakes. But nonetheless, that new Silver Eagle will have design changes on the obverse as well as the reverse. In fact, the obverse will have a little less detail on it. And we now know that really it's harkening back to the original Adolf Wyman design that was on the $half, which is, for obvious reasons, has a little less detail on it because of the size of the planchet and the like. This design that's on the newer or on these versions is actually much more detailed and intricate, and I like that. And I think it needs to be that way for the larger coins, but obviously those at the mint did not seem to be all that concerned with going back to the 2000 or to the original designs from Adolf Wyman. They decided to kind of ignore that, and it's in a way too bad, but nonetheless, we'll see how it looks in hand. Again, I'm going to do, since I'm not going to be the first to show the silver eagles or the gold eagles, when I get them, I will show them pretty close up, and we'll also do a video comparing the two different designs, and both the obverse and reverse. We'll take a look at them fairly close up when that time arrives. But nonetheless, I think in the end, it really does not matter, I think, for stacking, because there's so many of these old designs out. But if you want that little added extra security when the full revelation of what it means to have the security features come into play, which we know based off of previous press releases and interviews with David J. Ryder, which, by the way, that was his specialty, is the anti-counterfeiting measures, and that is what he has been involved in since leaving the mint the first time. He's one of the few, and maybe even the only mint director that has served non-consecutive terms at the mint. And so there may be a very good reason why it has been hush-hush as to what those security features are about. And so when we find and get confidence of the security features, and if we do see silver prices skyrocket, well, they very well may do some very good fakes. And if they start to be doing some very much convincing fakes of these coins, then that will be the time where the security features will mean even more. And so it may matter, at least to some extent, to have the newer eagles for security feature confidence that you have the real thing. But one thing is for sure that I know for a fact that they will not fix, that we'll find on many of these eagles. In fact, this one here seems to be a pretty good example, but we do see oftentimes the rim being off-center and finning occur on these coins, which is something that will continue along with the new design, which is unfortunate and should not be that way. That is something, as far as beauty and consistency, that the mint should work to try to fix, but they won't. And I've seen another video from Silver Dragons that they are off-center, which is unfortunate. But nonetheless, the American Silver Eagle, they do crank out a lot of these per year. And here's an example of one that's off-center. And you've got real thin rim at the bottom and a thick rim at the top. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with these coins. But nonetheless, so I pretty much answered a rhetorical question. But I'm going to pose it to you in the comment section below as to what you think. Do the no Silver Eagle changes matter for stacking to you? And this question is specific to silver, but you can also answer it in gold. What do you think? Does it matter to you? I'd be very curious to see what you think in the comment section below. And I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate. Yeah, I do want you to thumb up this video, preferably thumb it up rather than down, because it does help the algorithm. So whenever I ask you to rate a video at the very end, it's not just me saying it, I mean it from the bottom of my coffee cup that I slurp in general, for sure. And I do want you to comment on this video too. Yes, indeed. Your comments mean the world to me. or at least some world to me, some planet. And share this video with all of your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers. And after having done all that, if you're new here, there is a subscribe button. But I'm not going to tell you to press it. I'm going to leave that up to you, whether or not you subscribe or not. Take care, everybody. Multitude of gratitude.